So space looks gorgeous, right? Beautiful stars, nebulas, all that peaceful stuff. But what if that's just a lie hiding the fact that the universe is actually terrifying? Like, there's a star being eaten alive right now, a planet where it rains sideways glass at supersonic speeds, and structures so massive they literally break physics. Stick around. This is about to get dark. Number 10, hypervelocity stars. Stars are supposed to chill in their galaxies forever, just orbit, exist, be stable. But some stars said no thanks to that whole setup. These hypervelocity stars are moving so fast, the Milky Way literally can't hold on to them anymore. They're escaping right now, this second. But here's the insane part. Something had to absolutely destroy them to launch them like that. So what could possibly be violent enough to eject a star from an entire galaxy? Usually it's Sagittarius A, the supermassive black hole at our galaxy's center. If a binary star system gets too close, the black hole eats one and launches the other, like a cosmic ejection seat. But US 708, that star had it worse. It was orbiting with a white dwarf when that white dwarf went supernova. The explosion was so violent, it literally kicked this star straight out of the galaxy. 2.7 million miles per hour, gone forever. And if that star had planets with civilizations on it, those entire worlds just got a one-way ticket to absolute darkness. They'd watch the Milky Way disappear and then drift through endless nothing. That's the kind of exile that would break you, but some stars don't escape, some get trapped, and what happens to them is somehow even worse. Number 9, vampire stars. Okay, so astronomers keep finding impossibly young blue stars in clusters that are billions of years old. The math doesn't work. These stars should be dead. They're not. They're burning bright like they were just born. Scientists were confused for decades until they figured out the truth. And yeah, it's worse than weird. These stars are literally vampires. They're locked in binary pairs with older red giant stars. As the red giant ages and swells, the blue straggler uses its gravity to siphon hydrogen directly off its companion. It's methodical, it's slow, it's genuinely cruel. The blue straggler gets fresh fuel, reignites, and burns hot and young again. Meanwhile, the companion star is getting completely drained. Its entire outer layer is being stripped away. This takes millions of years. That's cosmic torture in slow motion. Eventually, all that's left is a dead white dwarf core, a burned out husk orbiting the thing that murdered it. So the next time you see a beautiful bright star, remember it might just be a predator that fed on its neighbor to stay alive. But here's what gets us. Stars get a million years if they're being fed on. Some planets get hours. Number 8, WASP 12b. The doomed hot Jupiter. Right now, 1,400 light years away, a planet is literally being eaten alive. And we're watching it happen through telescopes. WASP 12b is a massive gas giant, nearly twice the size of Jupiter, but it's in absolute hell. It orbits its host star from barely 2 million miles away. Mercury orbits our sun from 36 million miles away. This planet is incomprehensibly close. It completes a full orbit in 26 hours. 1 Earth day. That's insane. The gravity at that distance is so extreme, the planet isn't even a sphere anymore. It's warped into a distorted egg, literally bulging toward the star. The surface is being stretched, but that's just the start. The star's radiation is so intense, it heats the atmosphere to 4,000 degrees. That causes the atmosphere to swell past what the planet's gravity can hold. WASP 12b is hemorrhaging. Its entire atmosphere is being torn away in a massive stream flowing directly into the star. Telescopes have actually captured this. There's a visible trail of superheated gas being sucked in, and here's where it gets apocalyptic. The planet is losing 6 billion metric tons of mass every single second. By the time you read this sentence, WASP 12b has lost more mass than exists on Earth. At that rate, this planet has an expiration date. In about 3 million years, it's just gone, completely erased. But what if I told you there's a planet that breaks physics in a completely different way? What if ice could literally burn? Number 7, GJ436b, the burning ice paradox. Ice means cold, right? That's physics, that's reality, except it's not. 33 light years away is a planet that completely destroys that assumption. GJ436b is a world where ice is actively burning, and yes, that's possible, which is wild. The planet orbits its red dwarf star from just 2.5 million miles away. The surface temperature is around 800 degrees Fahrenheit, by literally every law of logic, any water should instantly turn to steam. Gone. But scientists found that a massive portion of this planet is actually water. How? It shouldn't be possible. But here's where it gets unhinged. The planet's gravity is so insane that it pulls water vapor deep into the interior and compresses it with such extreme force that water molecules get crushed into solid state, even at 800 degrees. It's called ice 10. Solid ice created purely by pressure, not cold. Solid ice that exists at temperatures where it should be impossible. Meanwhile, the star blasts this hot ice, making it vaporize and create a massive comet tail of hydrogen and oxygen stretching millions of miles behind the planet. Imagine standing on that surface somehow alive. You're standing on a glowing hot glacier surrounded by superheated steam, ice and fire in the same place. Reality is broken. The universe doesn't care what should be possible. It just does whatever it wants. And the next thing we're showing you proves that better than anything. Number 6, Magnetars, the star demons. When a massive star dies, it collapses and creates a neutron star, which is already terrifying, but 1 out of 10 times, something way worse happens. The magnetic field gets twisted into insane knots that actually warp space itself. That's a magnetar. These things are the most violent objects the universe creates. A magnetar is a city-sized sphere so dense that a single teaspoon would weigh as much as Mount Everest. But it's not the density that's scary, it's the magnetism. The magnetic field is 1,000 trillion times stronger than Earth's. These fields are so twisted, they're basically coiled tension waiting to snap. When they do, everything changes. A starquake is what happens when that tension releases. The energy is equivalent to a supernova, but concentrated into a fraction of a second. The magnetar launches gamma ray flares so powerful they outshine every X-ray source in the entire Milky Way simultaneously. Every single one. In 2004, a magnetar called SGR 1806-2 erupted from 50,000 light years away. That single burst altered Earth's upper atmosphere. From 50,000 light years away, if it had been a few light years closer, our ozone layer would have been stripped and the entire planet would have been sterilized. One flare. Life over. And here's the thing, magnetars don't last long. Their fields decay over tens of thousands of years, but while they're active, they're the universe's most dangerous survivors. Small, dead, yet somehow more powerful than any living star. But what if I told you something that's not a star just wounded the entire universe? Number 5, the Eridanus Supervoid, the wound in space. In the early 2000s, astronomers studying the cosmic microwave background found something that made absolutely no sense. When they mapped the temperature of this ancient light across the entire sky, they found a spot colder than everywhere else. Not a little bit. A massive region hundreds of millions of light years across was running cold. When they dug deeper, they found this cold spot lined up with a void nearly 1 billion light years wide that had way fewer galaxies than it should have. They called it the Eridanus Supervoid. This shouldn't exist. According to everything we know, voids can only be so big. But this one is too massive. If you could drift inside it, galaxies would thin out until there were almost none. Starlight would fade to almost nothing. The background radiation would be colder, like the universe itself shivers passing through. But here's what keeps physicists up at night. Some think the cold spot isn't natural. Some theorize it could be a bruise, a mark left by a collision with another universe. Maybe billions of years ago, our cosmos actually collided with a neighboring one during reality's earliest moments. If that's true, this void could be proof our universe isn't alone. That beyond what we can ever see, there are other universes pressing against ours like bubbles in multiversal foam. We don't know. We might never know. But the idea that something else is out there, that we're literally touching another universe without realizing it, is genuinely haunting. And if that breaks your brain, wait until you hear about something so massive that scientists had to literally invent a new category to describe it. Number 4, TON 618, the ultramassive black hole. Supermassive black holes already terrified us. millions or billions of times our sun's mass. Then astronomers found TON 618 and had to completely redefine reality. This thing is ultra-massive. 66 billion suns compressed into a point. 60 billion. Just let that sit for a second. TON 618 is in the constellation Canes Venatici, and its event horizon is so staggering our language fails us. If you replaced our sun with TON 618, the darkness wouldn't just consume Earth, it would stretch past the Kuiper Belt, past the Oort cloud, and reach into interstellar space. Our entire solar system would fit inside its shadow. All 8 planets, all the asteroids, everything inside one object's darkness. But here's what breaks scientists. The light from TON 618 has been traveling for over 10 billion years. We're seeing it as it was when the universe was just a few billion years old. According to everything we know about how black holes form, TON 618 shouldn't exist. There wasn't enough time for it to grow that big. It breaks the rules so completely that physicists admitted we don't understand black holes. Somewhere out there is a monster that rewrites physics. But if the universe can be that violent, what about something operating in our cosmic backyard right now? Number 3, microquasars, the pocket-sized destroyers. Everyone thinks quasars are safe, billions of light years away, harmless relics of an ancient universe. But here's what changes everything. In our own galaxy close by, there are smaller versions that are equally violent. Microquasars are pocket-sized apocalypse machines, and they're here now. SS433 is about 18,000 light years away. In galactic terms, that's basically next door. It's a binary system with a normal star locked in orbit with a stellar mass black hole. The black hole is actively stripping material from its companion, creating a superheated disk. The magnetic fields are so twisted they channel infalling material away from the black hole's poles in relativistic jets moving at a quarter light speed, 75,000 miles per second. These jets don't shoot straight. The disk wobbles like a top losing balance, so the jets sweep through space like cosmic blowtorches, carving massive glowing spirals in the nebula. These jets carry the kinetic energy of billions of nuclear weapons. If a microquasar like this was close to Earth and one of those jets swept across our solar system, sterilization would be instant. All life on Earth would be gone in days. It's happening right now, silently, in our galaxy. But now we're heading into something that challenges our entire understanding of the universe, because number 2 is so impossibly large that its existence suggests everything we know about the Big Bang might be completely wrong. Number 2, the Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall, the object that breaks physics. Scientists established the cosmological principle. It says that on a large enough scale, the universe looks the same everywhere. Matter is evenly distributed, no weird clumps. This is the foundation for everything we believe about the Big Bang. For over 100 years, the math worked. Scientists were confident. Then in 2013, everything broke. Astronomers mapping gamma-ray bursts found a massive concentration pointing toward Hercules and Corona Borealis. They realized they'd found a supercluster of impossible proportions. The Hercules-Corona Borealis Great Wall measures roughly 10 billion light-years across. The observable universe is 93 billion light-years wide. This single structure is more than 10% of everything we can see. Imagine discovering a single country bigger than all the continents combined. But here's the problem. This thing shouldn't exist. According to our models for how gravity assembled matter after the Big Bang, a structure this large would need way more time than the universe has actually existed. 13.8 billion years isn't enough for gravity to pull this much material across that distance into one filament. Yet, there it is. The Great Wall doesn't just challenge our models. It suggests our fundamental understanding of how reality works is wrong. We're fundamentally wrong about something core. And if the visible universe is already breaking our brains, what happens in the places we absolutely cannot see? What exists at boundaries where the laws of reality stop working entirely? That's number 1. Number 1, the event horizon. The point where the universe stops giving answers. Everything leads here because nothing compares to this boundary. The event horizon is where time itself breaks down, where every rule that governs reality stops applying. The Milky Way has one at its center right now. Billions exist throughout the universe. Black holes start as crushed cores of dead stars. The gravity becomes so intense that not even light escapes. The event horizon is that invisible line. From far away, it looks peaceful. Matter falling toward it seems to slow and fade, but that's an illusion. For anything actually crossing that line, time continues normally. It just never comes back, ever. Get close to one and the rest of the universe accelerates wildly. Stars age, galaxies collide, billions of years pass in moments while you drift at the edge forever. Black holes warp space and time. But here's what actually scares scientists. What's beyond the event horizon is the biggest mystery physics has. The center might be a singularity, a point of infinite density where all laws collapse, the math breaks, physics fails, the universe refuses to answer, and nobody knows why. If you fell through, your fate depends on size. Small ones would stretch you to atoms, but a supermassive black hole you could cross without feeling anything. Completely unaware, every direction now leads only deeper. To distant observers, you'd never actually disappear. Your image would freeze above the horizon, dimming and reddening as gravity stretches your light. You'd become a ghost forever, suspended on the edge, a memory in light that can never escape. The event horizon is terrifying, not because of destruction, but because it's a boundary to knowledge. The final limit, the place where physics itself says no. We've mapped to the stars, we've measured distances, we've built machines to see into darkness, but there's one place the universe won't let us look, one boundary we can never cross, one secret it will never reveal. Somewhere out there, countless event horizons exist in the dark, silent, patient, waiting, and we might never know what's inside them. So that's 10 of the most nightmarish things reality offers. Next time you look at the stars, remember what's actually out there. Behind that beauty is a cosmos full of monsters.